Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you all very much.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Oh my God. There's a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any resident comments and or questions? Anything to staff? Anything from our audience? Anything you want to tell us about your hair? Okay, all right. We won't talk about that. Well, let's jump right into number 5.1. This is kind of the, well, actually isn't kind of the fun stuff. This is the fun stuff. We'd like to present the Edith Ann Award presentation to Bridget Kelly at 201 3rd Street West. I don't have the exact wording of what the Edith Ann Award entails. Do we have that here? Let's get it, because I mean, at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is we like to present an award to someone that has beautified their property and making the city of Carver look like a phenomenal city in which it is. And Bridget Kelly has done that at 201 3rd Street West, and it was voted on by the Planning Commission, who went out and actually physically looked at 3 different properties, and it was unanimous that everyone voted for Bridget Kelly's property at 201 3rd Street West. You're going to get a lot of drive-bys, people driving by 201 3rd Street West. But why don't you come on up and let's get some pictures. This is fantastic. Congratulations.
Are we supposed to? Are we supposed to get up too? Yeah. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2.
What inspired you
to... It looks great, Bridget.
And by the way, it looks fantastic.
So what does it say?
So Mayor and Council, the Edith Ann Award recognizes in the area of 3 areas. So one is improvements that have been made to enhance the visual aesthetics and structural integrity of the property. And my screen just went blank.
Are you saying Edith Ann
well-oiled
disappeared?
machine, Bridget Kelly.
Here we go. High level of maintenance standards for both building and landscaping and overall attractiveness. And one of the things that we mentioned, or I mentioned to Bridget when we were out at her property, is cities, as a rule, we generally send out letters, unfortunately, to people that don't cut their grass or have things in their yards or they're violating some rule. And so it's just nice to congratulate and recognize the folks like Bridget and the many other folks that are out there that go above and beyond in maintaining their property. And so this is the city's opportunity to recognize Bridget and those like her for their efforts.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Thanks again, Bridget.
Yep, and we thank you. And if you look at the picture, I think that's a tremendous picture, and I think it absolutely tells the story of how great your property looks. And it's really, really cool to see. You want to say any words? Okay. All right, let's move on. We have no public hearings. Could I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second on the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any unfinished business? I see none. Do we have any new business? I see none. Ms. Monroe.
We've not had a planning commission meeting since, yes. So I have nothing.
Mr. Wygand.
He has nothing.
Finally. Hank?
Parks Commission's going to meet Monday. And we're going to go over a bunch of stuff that we looked at tonight.
Red?
I have nothing.
I have two things. Ms. Courtney Johnson and I attended, I don't know what you call it. We actually went on a boat down the the Minnesota River down to the Mississippi, talking about sediment in our river and what it does, how it affects the river, and what it's doing in the man-made efforts on the Minnesota River. Extremely informative and very interesting all at the same time. And what I would tell you is that I've seen it before, but the difference between where the Mississippi comes in and the Minnesota comes in is like bathwater and dirt water. So when you go down south of Pike Island, typically people look at the Mississippi River and it's filthy. That's not the Mississippi River, that's the Minnesota River feeding into the Mississippi River. There are a number of things that we can do, and it was interesting because there were a number of elected officials on this trip, and I asked the simple question of, what's your ask? I mean, there were a number of elected officials, and we were looking at each other saying, well, how can we affect this? And there wasn't really a concerted game plan. So I think we're going to go back, and I'm interested in it, I'm concerned about it, and I think it will make a big difference. I don't know what we can or can't do about it, but it will be coming before us at a later date. Second thing that I wanted to do is I spoke with Vicki Sanzaiden, and would like to thank everybody for their wishes for Mark Postalka. He's doing well, and we're hopefully welcoming him back sometime next week. But Mark had said through Vicki that he's doing well, he's feeling better, and everything is looking good. So thank you, everyone. Mr. Merrick, do you have anything?
Steamboat Days this weekend, Friday,
This in Carver? Steamboat Days is in Carver?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's outstanding.
Yes, and it will be very fun.
We have Johnny Home on Saturday night.
Fireworks.
Fireworks on Saturday night. Hank, you're on the Steamboat Days Committee. Anything you want to add on that?
Just prepare yourself for fun. It's going to be a riot.
It's my own fault for asking. Holy Hannah. Anybody have anything they'd like to add?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion. My only other discussion is, Bridget, thank you again. It's outstanding, and actually we had a meeting just for that, and I'm glad we did. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all.